Recording in progress, version 2.
Okay, here we go.
And Nigel, it is, of course, fantastic to be having this conversation with you. And when I saw you were wearing your white hat, I thought I'd better go and get mine.
Yeah, you've got some hair. I don't have any hair, so this is my excuse.
Well, you know, hello.
Oh, no, you haven't, no. The Baldies conference.
Yes. Baldies here to chat about joy.
Yes.
Yes, and Nigel, so what does joy mean to you, Nigel? What is it to you, Nigel?
What a wonderful question. I think, Joe, that joy goes beyond ups and downs, happiness and unhappiness. Joy is just this wonderful state of being where you unite with everything that is. And it's a rare thing when it happens, but it is like a drug when it happens. You want more and more of it because, you know, without being too technical, it's about the egoic self sort of disappears into the background and you become this wonderful person that's in love with everything and you're part of everything. So yeah, that's what it's all about.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I could go on and on and on. This is such a huge subject. I see it in my granddaughter, you know, when she's playing happily. It's pure joy. There is no ego. I'm sure she's got an ego, but that's on other occasions when she's not happy. But she enters quite readily into a state of joy. And for we adults, we're so trained in our minds and our egos that it is more difficult to enter into this state of joy. And that's why I think we do all the things that we've been doing all these years.
Yes. Love it. I love the sense of that connecting, that sense of connection with everything and everyone. It is, and also know the way you talk about your granddaughter. There is a certain age, isn't there, in life where it's where we are much more easily able to sort of to connect with that space and just be there with it. So, Nigel, how important is joy to you?
Well, I think once you've tasted it, it becomes the motor. It becomes the whole goal of your life is to experience that joy again. And yeah, it's more important than any of the things that we usually associate with happiness, whether it's food, sex, all the things that food that we crave. I think joy is what we really are craving. Nice. And we go to great lengths to get it. And often we go on the wrong pathways. And I think that's what the movement that you and I are part of is about, is finding these ways that won't harm us and that will be constructive. And I think, I'm happy to say that I think it gets easier as you get older. Most people say getting older has more difficulties, but I've found that life that it actually is easier to be joyful. Because I think, Joe, that I worry a wee bit less about what people think of me. I'm still concerned, obviously. I want people to love me, but it worries me less. And so I dare to do more things. I dare to be myself.
Very nice. Yeah, lovely. Dare to be oneself. And it gets easier as we get older. I would absolutely agree with that. And it starts to matter less and less what people think. Yes, we want to have sort of good connection and good relationships with them, but the kind of sort of criticism that we used to perhaps be quite sensitive about now matters less. It doesn't matter so much. Yes.
And so so we're more free to let go, spontaneous laughter, spontaneous singing, wild clothes, saying I love you, all these things that we daren't do, actually it is okay to do.
Yes, yeah.
That is part of this growing older, but growing older with it sounds it sounds a little bit as if I'm boasting, but you do it without an ego. You do it just for the sake of being happy and spreading joy, you know?
Fantastic. So what will be your top tip in that case, Nigel? Besides get older?
I'd say, you know, I have this habit the last 10 years of getting up and laughing.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
I do this exercise where I sort of
yes, yes.
I do every morning. Doesn't matter how awful I feel. I'm not particularly a morning person. I do that and I go in front of the mirror and I smile. And it doesn't matter how bad you feel. You'll always feel better with a smile. So, and you know, just I keep it going and I do sort of turns like that, all these things, and I sort of tap my chest. I keep doing that. I do a lot of laughing, and I also like you do. I sometimes run laughter yoga classes. I don't think it's the only thing. I think we're entitled to sad moments and happy moments. You know, I'm all for looking at our shadows, but the secret is when to know it's time to get out of the shadow. When do we invoke the smile and the laughter? And I think it's very regularly. We stay happy, we invoke the smile, we invoke the laughter. And apart from that, I do lots of things I've discovered along the way. I do Wim Hof breathing. I find it very helpful. Long retention of the out breath. I do a little bit of cold water immersion. I do yoga most days. These are just techniques. They're just little things that help you along the way. It's not the way itself. It's just little accoutrements. I also try to meditate, try and have a calm mind. I think for me, what is really important is having friends who will help to inspire me. You know, the Buddhists talk about the Sangha, about the people who are on the path, who can be mirrors for you, who can understand you. That for me is very important. You know?
Fantastic. Fantastic. There was so much in what you've just said. No, so all the accoutrement, all the little things we pick up along the way that help us. And they'll be sort of different for all of us, but they often have sort of underlying basic similarities. Like, for example, I particularly heard the fact that you start every single day with your kind of which is lovely because it's like it's putting a positive stamp on the day from the start of the day.
I think that's very important.
Yes. Fantastic.
It's quite easy to just stay feeling bad, especially if the body's not working so well, little aches and pains. That can dampen the day, unless you've got a practice that will counteract that on a really regular basis. But I think it's important. The regular practice is important.
Yes, that's another gem. Regular practice. I mean, what you kind of said, and then just summarizing it incredibly briefly, is start your day well. Particularly if you don't feel like it. Just do it because you're always going to feel better. And have a regular practice. Have a regular practice.
Yeah, exactly. There are some things that actually always do you good. If you have the discipline, you just do them automatically. I mean, I didn't like having cold showers, for example. That's not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm so used to it now, and it always does me good. Yeah. Whenever I laugh, it always does me good, you know.
Yes.
So why not? I mean, so if you make it a habit, it just becomes part of your life. And actually, I think having a positive attitude to life becomes a habit. You know, and, you know that old, I think it's a Native American saying about there's two dogs in your head, the good, the positive, and the negative. The one you feed becomes bigger, you know. And
yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. Nigel, this conversation has just been absolutely oozing with gems and pearls.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
No, absolutely. I hope everybody listen to this and listen to it all the way through, because it's been a fantastic conversation. Nigel, thank you very, very much indeed.
Bless you, Joe. I do hope you can come and visit me. You never managed to make it down to the south of France, but you'll be very, very welcome. And
thank you. Maybe this year, Nigel. Maybe
fantastic.
This year.
Fantastic.
Okay, lovely. Thank
God bless you.
very much, Nigel. Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.